All right, you are tuned into MMA Canada and very excited to be talking to an individual who finds himself in a welterweight championship fight. And Simon Marcus is going to be facing this individual coming up on February the 20th. Unified MMA 66 is going down. And in the headlining attraction, we have Bobby Poulter stepping out into the cage to defend that welterweight title against the aforementioned Simon Marcus. And great having Bobby on MMA Canada once again. How you doing, man?
Great, man. It's great. How are you?
No, I'm doing great. This just seems like such a massive moment for you. Like, would you, I mean, I guess every fight for any combatant is inherently like the biggest sort of next thing, but like, what does this particular fight represent to you? Like, this guy seems like someone who has quite a bit of cachet in the broader combat sports world globally.
Yeah, I mean it's like a milestone in my career, right? Like fighting a legend such as Simon. I grew up watching him fight. I remember training for my first amateur fight ever. It was like an amateur Muay Thai fight, and watching him fight in a main event glory, for the title. So this is like a dream come true, right? Other than getting to the UFC, this is like the next best thing for now. So I'm excited. I'm just amped to be able to get this opportunity and to be able to test him because he's a world champion in kickboxing, but we haven't quite seen him in MMA other than his three fights, which he's clearly dominated. So I'm just excited to test him.
And I guess what do you think you would bring to the table in that kind of regard? Because he has, had a demonstrably good run in Unified so far per your description. But at the same time, like as much as this is like a, big cachet, big name opponent for you, like I feel like you're the stiffest test he's faced in an MMA context so far. So like what are you bringing to the table that I guess these prior opponents weren't, for lack of a better way to phrase it? Like what kind of resistance are you going to meet Marcus with as compared to just, I guess, his prior mixed martial arts endeavors?
I just think, he's had three fights and he's had the three perfect fights for a guy who's trying to transition MMA. But what I bring to the table is somebody who is a full time athlete who is, I'm ready for the UFC now. Like this is, I'm not young in my career. I've been in this for a decade. Like this is honestly, this is probably the worst fight for him based on my style, but it's also at his age, he decision pretty quickly. And taking this fight against me was, it's ideal. It's ideal for both of us because a win for either one of us puts us right at that next level.
The key sort of crossroads outing for both of you guys in a certain sense, I guess, just in terms of like you said, his age factor and where you're at and etc. So
Sorry, you cut out there, Dylan. Could you repeat that question?
oh sorry, I think there was like a brief technical issue up here that I'm trying to subvert here a little bit. But yeah, I guess I was just saying, like, I guess this is a very key crossroads fight for both of you in a particular regard. I guess just in the sense of, like you said, his age and just where you're looking to get in your career. Like, it seems like a great matchup for both of you in a particular regard.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is the fight because he's a legend. So if I, take this belt and I can become the unified champion, on a 5 fight win streak, I finish Simon, like that just puts a nail in the coffin for I think me being ready for a contender or UFC if they come back to Canada. But for him, it's the same idea, right? Like he doesn't have time to waste. He wants to make his mark on the Canadian MMA scene, and I'm that guy right now, especially in unified. So this is great for both of us, and that's why it's exciting.
And you talk about, I guess, like the UFC coming back to Canada again. Like, it seems like that's such a, I guess, predominant piece nowadays. Again, in the sense of, I feel like the UFC is making that effort to come out more and more and everything like that. So, yeah, it would just seem like there's more opportunities in that kind of sense as well. Like, it seems like they're trying to fill out more Canadian dates in their schedule in the last like couple years, few years.
Yeah, definitely. And I love that, man, because the more the UFC comes to Canada, the more opportunities we have. Because, as a Canadian, we can't necessarily fill in short notice to the fights that are happening in Vegas or in the States. It's so like if they're here, that just opens the opportunity for me to be ready. Because after this fight, I know I've heard rumors that they're coming in April. And if the UFC comes in April, I'll just be cutting weight. I'll be ready to go at 70 or 85 or 205 for that matter. I don't care. Like any opportunity to fight for the UFC, I would not even think twice. I'd be signing that contract in a heartbeat. So this is the best opportunity for me at this point.
Yeah, I mean, fighting for a promotion like Unified in the capacity of not just a main eventer, but in championship level fights, and like I said, the Fight Pass connectivity, at least historically, that's been the case. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of ingredients here to where if you have a show out performance against someone with, again, like I said, this aforementioned kind of like name value and etc., it could really benefit you. Like, I guess, what does a moment like this mean to you? Like, it would seem like, I mean, because you were describing it earlier, you're like, yeah, I'm like a younger guy relative to Simon Marcus in a particular sense, but at the same time, this is like a very key moment for me. So I guess, just does this feel like one of those classic, like, X amount of years in the making kind of moments? Like, this is the exact kind of thing you're looking to really like sink your teeth into. Like, it would just seem like the culmination, well, not the culmination per se, but it would seem like a big sort of crescendo moment in the journey.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I said, like fighting a legend like this is a legacy fight. This will be like, I'm the guy that fought him. I'm the guy that took him out in MMA. I'm the guy that killed the legend, right? That's what I want it to be known as. Like I want to be somebody that's like a household name for MMA in Canada, and like beating a guy like Simon will help me get there. So regardless of what's after this fight is as important to me, especially because there's a belt on the line. Like I got stripped of that opportunity in that last fight. So I want that this time. This is everything to me. This fight means more to me than, the next day, anything. Like no matter what happens, all I'm thinking about is that night. As far as I'm concerned, my life doesn't exist after, February 20th.
And I guess, like, I mean, you have a great group of people with Aegis MMA and Combat Clinic. Like, I guess within that, are they mirroring specific, I guess, stylistic leanings that Marcus brings to the table, or how are you curating the work in that kind of regard?
I mean, just like anything, a specific matchup like this, when you deal with a specialist, you do have to modify your camp a little bit. And, I'm dealing with certain tools that he has and trying to kind of work my game around it. But again, my strengths are my strengths. And if I fight to my strengths in this fight, I'm going to absolutely dominate Simon. But, he's got a very tricky style and he's got very specific weapons that are very dangerous. And yeah, my team is just amazing in terms of breaking it down. I've got some guys coming out that are helping me that I wouldn't normally have worked with because of the Muay Thai. So like I'm just excited to see like what it's like to fight a specialist like this, because I feel like it's been some years since I fought anyone that was really, really world class at one thing. But my team has me prepared. I have me prepared. Like we're so ready to go for all of the weapons he brings. And at his age, man, he's not changing. He is who he is. So I just think this is like the perfect opportunity for me to go in and show that I can make adjustments in a camp just depending on my opponent. So this has been exciting for me. It's been a learning experience.
Yeah, I guess that is a fair point. I guess it does become more and more of an anomaly when you see someone who's like so hyper refined in a particular area getting into MMA, because it seems like MMA is almost like a singular discipline. Like, as much as it's an amalgamation of several different martial arts and fight sports, it's ultimately like a singular sort of path and a singular kind of compartmentalized sport in a sense. So yeah, very intriguing for sure, man. And just, yeah, super exciting fight. And I definitely think you have, that great skill set for a matchup like this. And Marcus obviously quite exciting. So it makes sense that this would be the headliner, man. But it's been great getting to talk to you and everything like that. I guess I'm curious if maybe you have any final parting thought you were wanting to add as we're kind of wrapping up here on MMA Canada. I appreciate the time today, Bobby.
Oh, of course. No, I just, I hope everyone tunes in to February 20th, because this is the biggest fight in Canada in years, in my opinion, for the welterweight division. And, me and my team are trying to build this welterweight division. And I think that we're right on track to being exactly where I want to be. So let's just keep going, and I gotta stay healthy and keep training hard, and see you from February 20th.
That's an incredible fight for the Canadian MMA scene. Super stoked to see that unified MMA fight coming up. And yeah, I mean, getting very, very close, and appreciate you making the time on MMA Canada. It's always good getting to talk to you, Bobby. You have a good rest of your day, man, and looking forward to peeping the fight when it goes down as well.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate making the time as well. See you soon.